The Tories know they have to divide us to keep on top. Division is the main thing that we have to counter. Being in Unite Community and supporting claimants is my way of showing people we don't have to let them win.
I do it because I'm a gobbyget.
They've created a stigma about claiming benefits through the papers and shows on TV about benefit scroungers and things like that. Even though benefit fraud is tiny compared to tax avoidance.
So the best thing we can do is pull out the truth. Tell what it's like to be on universal credit, and it's no picnic.
Makes me so angry. I see everyone branded as benefit cheats by rich people who got done cheating their own expenses.
A lot of them are from really rich families as well. I mean, Jacob Rees-Mogg makes me sick, sneering at people's poverty and saying, it's balderdash, or whatever. I mean, when he's got a fortune of £100 million.
Yeah, the hypocrisy of supporting a system where you only get support for 2 kids, when he's got 8.
And Johnson, our bloody Prime Minister, doesn't know how many kids he's got.
He doesn't know where his chuffing comb is either.
They haven't got a clue about real life. They're all silver spoons, wealthy people who think we're a lot of scum because we're on universal credit. And it's the ideology, isn't it? Everything's your fault, no matter what the circumstances are.
Ian Duncan Smith said something that always sticks in my mind. He said he could survive on what claimants get each week. And yeah, I remember a specific time when he was putting in expenses during all that expenses saga. He claimed he could live on £53 a week. And then he claimed for a £39 breakfast. And that would have left him £14 to see him through the rest of the week. And you just kind of think it's a completely different world that we live in.
I think that maybe they need to live on it themselves for a week. Or have their family living on it for a month. And then they'd have a bit of realisation of what it's actually like.
Well, it's not something where you can actually live on. You're surviving. Basically, you're not living a life.
I'm speaking to people who are being made redundant. They've worked 20, 30 years and not had to make a claim for benefits. They're absolutely shocked at what they get. Even with the so-called uplift, the 20 quid a week, they just think, how am I supposed to survive on this? How can I pay my mortgage?
They go, well, is this all we get? I thought the state was supposed to be there to help us when we needed it.
With COVID, the numbers of people having to apply for universal credit is, I think, over 1 million now. So it's very difficult to get hold of anyone because everything is online and you know how frustrating that can be.
That's why people get angry with staff. There's been 40,000 job cuts from the DWP in the last 11 years. So the DWP staff are feeling just as stressed as we are.
And a lot of it's not their fault, but a lot of them want to get their heads out of their own backsides. They think they're giving you their money, and some treat people with total disregard. A friend of mine's a scaffolder, and at the beginning of the first lockdown, his electricity had run out because he was waiting for universal credit. He didn't contact anyone, being a man and all, with pride and that. He was sanctioned because he hadn't been updating his universal credit journal online. He said to me, Carrie, I must have been old enough to be the lass's dad. She made me feel an inch big in the middle of the job centre. I was that embarrassed and ashamed to say that I'd no money in my electricity.
You're a number. You're a customer. You're not a person anymore.
The majority of claimants of universal credit are actually in low-paid work.
Well, it makes people desperate to find any job. And a lot of companies will use the zero-hour contracts to avoid any responsibility to look after their employees.
Yeah. On 0 hours contract, they never know what hours they're going to get each week. They might have 4 hours, they might have 16. But every time it changes, it makes a difference to what they're going to get on universal credit.
So they've never got a stable life. One week they might get 100 quid, the next week they might get 20. It provides so little stability for people.
People should be screaming out loud that people need a living wage. Then they wouldn't have to depend on the welfare system.
It puts people more into poverty, and it's cruel. Horrible system that we've brought in.
You need a basic level of support to help you to get yourself in the state where you can contribute. This system, well, it breaks people. So they've got a miserable life. The kids have got a miserable life. They can't make the best of themselves, and they can't play a positive role in society. Universal credit must be scrapped.
We need to encourage DWP staff to get involved in their union. Link up so we can fight the system as one.
Unite Community specifically work with people who aren't fully employed. It costs barely now to join. It's a couple of quid a month, less than the price of a cup of coffee.
We need decent jobs for all those who want to work, a decent pension, a decent standard of living if you're not able to work. It's not a lot to ask for, is it?